I need you to find out who made my brother disappear.
This email is from a person who does not exist. 2 days ago, someone called Marcus sent me an email titled
I think you can solve this.
where he tells us about his missing brother John that disappeared after 5 days of playing Minecraft. He attached a Google Drive and inside it are 6 videos and 1 encrypted file that Marcus should not have. And that's it. Nothing else. Even stranger, Marcus attached a police report about the items found on John. But the USB he claims they found on him with the Minecraft files just isn't there. It's not on the report at all. It seems like he's just playing Minecraft, but why is there an encrypted file? Something isn't adding up. It clearly needs some sort of password maybe I could solve. Except I can't. It's some sort of text, but whatever password it needs, it isn't obvious. I tried everything I could. Marcus's name, the date the email was sent, but nothing. My only choice was to watch the videos. Day 1 begins with someone called Raptosaurus, this is probably John, complaining about his world being far too laggy. And the footage shows that. He's fighting for his life against the skeleton, not because he's bad at the game, but because his computer literally can't keep up. Barely surviving the night, he says he needs more sand for glass, so he goes and collects it, complaining about his 12-year-old graphics card.
Wait, I forgot.
But then he says something odd.
My brother told me about this mod. Apparently if you complete tasks, you get some money or something. It apparently makes your game a lot faster as well.
Apparently, his brother told him about a mod that pays you to complete tasks, and it makes his game a lot faster as well. He says he needs it, which, honestly, I couldn't agree more. And then, watch this.
VAT successfully installed.
We'll come back to this later, but instantly the stutter is gone. His game becomes perfectly smooth. Whatever mod this is, it sure is doing a lot of work to make a 780 perform this well. Wow. John is clearly happy, saying it's a lot better. But the creepier thing is, when he goes back to his house, that book was not there. Someone, something, maybe the mod, had to have placed it.
What on earth?
The book welcomes him to something called the Sanctum program, telling him to play 5 days of consecutive Minecraft to earn a better PC. It then shows him coordinates before kicking him off his single-player world? Alright, let's investigate this. Firstly, what's with that message?
BAT successfully installed.
BAT successfully installed? What the hell is BAT? Maybe the mod? And what's with this S that flashes on the screen? Where do these coordinates lead? These are a ton of questions, and honestly we probably aren't going to get any answers without looking at day 2, so we should probably do just that. Day 2 begins with John reading the book again, now in a different place entirely, saying he's at the chords, and all we can see is an azalea tree. But this goes deeper, literally. Azalea trees often have lush caves beneath them, which means that something is beneath John's feet right now, and he's heading straight down to it.
It's kinda dark in here.
He digs down some more before... Wait, did you hear that? Just then, when John fell in the water, you can hear another splash nearby. That means someone else or something else fell in with him, and he might not be alone. Still, he explores this forest of sorts. It's a massive box on the ground with fake skies for walls, a bunch of really sinister looking trees. Something is seriously wrong.
What the hell?
He doesn't know what this is. Because he explores it himself, eventually finding a chest with a bunch of loot inside.
Is this the prize that it's talking about?
Again, getting kicked. Okay, what on earth is going on? There's got to be some meaning behind this, and I think I know how to find it. Firstly, ignore the giant obvious box underground, and take a look at the chest. Why is the iron split up like this? And why are there exactly 49 diamonds and 41 emeralds? At first, I thought it was like one of those substitution ciphers. You know, like where 1 is A and 2 is B, but then I realized that there are 26 letters in the alphabet, not 64. So clearly that's wrong. And if it's not base 10, then maybe binary? No. Wait, what about hexadecimal? Let's start with what we can decipher. 49 decodes to I, 41 becomes A, and 52 deciphers to R. Something IAR? Maybe the 3 iron is a C. Think about it, 4C in hexadecimal means L, and that makes the cipher become liar. But then, who's the liar? John? Marcus? The entity following him around? If you think you figured it out, drop it in the comments, and subscribe if you want to see whether you're right, because things become a lot clearer on day 3. The clip begins with John on a redstone elevator for some reason. He has no idea what's happening as well, as he turns his head to reveal this. It looks like rows upon rows of the same house copied and pasted in a giant underground space. You're layered on a road with lamps, and it is really unsettling.
Where did I...
He leaves the elevator and goes to explore the house, trying to enter it. And I don't know if he knows how to use right-click to open a door, but either he doesn't want to or he can't because something is stopping him from entering. So he decides to do the only thing he can and continues walking down the road. And it is massive. He walks down it for a minute or so before seeing a T-intersection, a crossroads if you will. He stops for a moment. On the left, something's different, and on the right, it seems to be the exact same rows of houses again and again. So at the crossroads, John turns left. Bad idea, because one by one, the lamps behind him start turning off, like they're forcing him to whatever house is on that island. And so, panicked, he decides to run. With no other choice, because whatever's behind him is still there, he swims over to the house on the lake. It's all the same as the other ones, but this one is actually lit up.
Wait. Wait a second.
He opens the front doors, immediately closing them after him, as he sees this.
This is my... hold. No. No f***ing way.
And then...
Oh, God. This is my room.
Whatever this mod is, it knows what his house looks like, and it knows where he sleeps. It's stalking him. Even stranger, he goes to an office and gazes at a desk, saying nothing. What if this is where John is right now? Nevertheless, he finds a chest with even more valuables, before once again getting kicked from his own single-player world. This day was something. Firstly, let's take a look at the house itself. It's gotta have some sort of meaning. For example, what is this pumpkin pie saying mine about? We'll probably get back to it later, but for now, let's take a look at the chest. This one's easier to decode than the last few. It's a number to letter cipher, where A1 is B2, etc. And from the items in the chest, we get...
I will make you pay.
That is terrifying. So, whatever's following John wants to be avenged? But then what's with the whole childhood home? And did you notice that sound at 5 minutes 16? That's a bat, which shouldn't be able to spawn here. We see no mobs at all. But why is there a bat noise? Maybe it's somehow related to the B18 installed thing earlier? I'm not entirely sure, which is why we'll have to watch day 4 to find out. We begin day 4 with John going down the same redstone elevator, as he finds himself, if I had to describe it, in a pool room sort of liminal space.
Where? How? The pool rooms?
He says this himself as he traverses the level, until this happens. I'll just leave you to watch it for yourself.
Wait, I'm getting a call from my mom.
His mom calls him, and the game immediately tells him to drop his phone, which you can hear, but why? Maybe to separate him from his family? As well as this, we see that the entity probably is Sanctum_043, which is why it's called the Sanctum program. What's creepy is it knows exactly where John lives, but anyways.
What the Fine. I swear, if it's for that PC.
He's very concerned before giving in for a better PC. At this point, we're on day 4, so tomorrow should be the last day, but why are there 6 clips? Regardless, he continues exploring the pool rooms before this happens. Okay, that GTX 780 is really on its last legs, which probably explains why John goes so far to ignore his own family to get a better PC. But still, the game knows who's calling him, which means it probably has access to his microphone, and that is really terrifying. It's stalking him on a single player world, and there's nothing he can do about it. Still, there's only one more day, and if we want to figure out what happened to John, we're going to need to watch it. Day 5, again, starts with John on a redstone elevator. Judging by how far down he's gone, he's probably at the very bottom of the world. This is his last stop. He turns around and it's really, really dark. He places torches to actually see, and he walks down the trail. He realizes something. Maybe his task is to build the shed, and he grabs the materials.
Do I have to build it?
Starting to build it before placing down the chest and continuing. And after a while, he comes back to the chest and... Did you hear that? The chest closed and something placed dirt down, and as John places a torch so he can see around him, he finds a chest with 5 cakes and a book and quill.
How in the
And at this point, his PC is really lagging, like the beginning of the first video, so he takes the cakes and opens the book. The book is telling him to go to a forest in Vermont to collect his PC? And he's proved his compliance?
What the hell? Why is that next to my house?
He's confused as well, until his PC lags out so much he can barely walk.
Okay, this PC is seriously glitching. You know what? Screw it. I've played too much of this for it to just go cold. I'm leaving. Bye.
So against all odds, he caves in. He says he's played too much and leaves to find the PC. We hear him leave his chair, walk to the door, and slam it shut. And the clip ends. The clip ends. What the hell? Someone types in the chat whatever this is, and that's it. Firstly, did you hear that? There's the sound of a bat squeaking all over this clip, so maybe it's supposed to mean something. What about an RAT, like, a remote access Trojan? But instead, it's something like a behavioral access Trojan, BAT. I mean, it wouldn't be that far-fetched. You have the mod changing his behavior, making him drop the phone and do these puzzles for a PC. Maybe it's manipulating him. And I think I have an idea about the encrypted file. But that's only after we watch what I think are John's last words. This is probably where the coordinates told John to go, and he hears something. He drops his phone, running away to who knows where, next to a shed where the police found him days later. And without the encrypted file, I have no idea where this leads. Unless some things in the recordings don't match up. For example, why is there an S on the kick screen on day 1? Why is the lapis in the chest on day 3 separated from all the other ores? Why are there 3 random netherite ingots in day 4? What about the 5 cakes on day 5? What if each day there's a letter, and the 5 days combined make a password that decrypts to the file? Let's entertain this for a second. Day 1 has S because of the flashing kick screen, and maybe for day 2. Remember how the iron was set up twice for the 4C hex code? Maybe that's on purpose, as it's different from all the other ores. So SL for now. Day 3, I think, is the lapis lazuli in the chest. It's separate again from the other ores for some reason. That decodes to I, so SLI. Day 4 has 3 random netherite ingots in the chest. Maybe it's a C. And for day 5, the 5 cakes could mean E, right? So the whole code is slice? I think I've got it. Hold on. Yeah, this should be it. Hold on. Slice. Let's see if it works. Holy crap. Okay, that's... Okay, I log on, I put it in, and it says this. What the hell? This is yesterday! Okay. Well, I guess the only option I have now is to play it, right? Okay, this is insane. This is the exact world that John was in. Let's go to the house on the crossroads on the left. Yeah, there it is. There it is. That's a chest. There wasn't a chest in the recording there. What the hell? I mean... What? Oh,
It was me the whole time. Me who sent you the email. Me who built this world. Me who killed John over a slice of pizza. I know you. You looked for a code. You looked for a glitch. You looked for an entity that killed my brother. I studied him. Every day when John came home from work, I opened the server and I controlled him. And it felt so good telling him what to do. Walk there, dig here, don't pick up, build a shed and die by it. And he thanked me for it. Thanked me for the opportunity to die. If you're here, you solved the cipher. Slice.
Yeah, that was the cipher. I mean, you know.
Then you know. It was me the whole time.
Marcus?
Me who sent you the email to get you looking. Me who conditioned John and gave him hope. And knowing you, I've conditioned you too. You probably post this for the views, the money, the fame. Good. That's exactly what I want. The whole world will see this and know it was me. You want to know why I did it? The grand motive? It wasn't the money. It was the slice. 10 years ago, the one mother gave him instead of me. It wasn't just the pizza. The expensive gifts? For John. The attention? For John. The entire inheritance? John. I was a ghost in my own home. So I made a world where he had to listen to me. Or I was the one in control. The bag was empty because I made the drive. I recorded his screen. The drive exists because I wanted you to find it. I wanted someone to finally see my work. And now you have. Case closed.
Holy crap. It all makes sense now. Why the police report didn't match up. It was him. Marcus was the liar. I mean, think about it. This is typical psychopathic behavior. You find something small, like the slice of pizza from 10 years ago, and spiral into an insane level of attachment, seeing patterns in things that don't exist. That's why there was a pumpkin pie that said mine. Marcus himself made the mod to make John go insane, to invade his behavior, like a Trojan, just because he wanted to. And even scarier is I think he wants to do this to more people. I mean, at the end of the 5th clip, Marcus says that John is subject to 1, so how many more will he take? This isn't over. Not yet. Unfortunately now, I guess we know what happened to John. But I've got to implore Marcus to turn himself in because... No, not now. He got away.